For centuries, the Arabian Peninsula has been synonymous with one story: the birth of Islam. But beneath the sands of time lies a history far more ancient, far more diverse, and far more surprising than many realize. This is a story of forgotten kingdoms and thriving trade routes, of powerful queens and enigmatic gods. A story woven from the threads of countless cultures and beliefs, all converging in this crucible of civilizations. Join us as we journey back to the time before the Prophet Muhammad, before the Quran, before the vast empires of the Caliphate. We'll uncover the true face of pre-Islamic Arabia, a land teeming with vibrant life and hidden secrets. And by the end of our journey, we'll uncover a mystery that has baffled scholars for centuries. A secret about the Kaaba, the holiest site in Islam that reveals a hidden connection to the ancient world. The Arabian Peninsula, a land of stark contrasts, where towering sand dunes bake beneath the relentless sun and turquoise waters lap at the edges of volcanic mountains. It's a landscape that has both nurtured and challenged its inhabitants for millennia, for in this formidable environment, diverse communities carved out their existence, each adapting to the unique challenges of their surroundings. Nomadic Bedouin tribes traverse the vast deserts, their lives intrinsically tied to the rhythms of their herds and the fickle generosity of the oasis. These masters of survival relied on their intimate knowledge of the stars, the winds, and the whispered secrets of the dunes to navigate the harsh wilderness. In stark contrast, settled communities flourished in fertile valleys and coastal plains. Here, amidst palm groves and bubbling springs, they cultivated date palms, grains, and aromatic frankincense trees, the source of a precious resin prized throughout the ancient world. These oases became bustling centers of trade, their markets brimming with exotic goods and whispered tales from distant lands. Yet, despite their geographical and social differences, the people of pre-Islamic Arabia were bound by a common thread: the intricate web of tribalism. Loyalty to one's tribe was paramount, shaping every aspect of life from marriage and inheritance to conflict and resolution. Blood feuds, fueled by ancient grudges and the pursuit of honor, could last for generations, their intricate narratives passed down through poetry and song. But within this seemingly rigid structure, a surprising degree of individual agency could be found, particularly for women. While societal roles differed across the peninsula, women could own property, conduct business, and even lead their tribes in times of need. Their voices echoed in the marketplaces, their wisdom whispered in the tents, their legacies etched into the very fabric of Arabian society. The sands of Arabia conceal more than just shimmering dunes and ancient caravan routes. They hold the remnants of forgotten cities and silent testaments to the grandeur of bygone empires. Deep within Jordan's rugged landscape lies Petra, a testament to the architectural genius of the Nabateans. Carved directly into towering sandstone cliffs, its elaborate facades and monumental tombs whisper tales of a wealthy trading kingdom that commanded the flow of incense and spices along ancient caravan routes. Further south, amidst the desolate plains of northwest Arabia, lies Mada'in Saleh, once a thriving city of the Nabatean kingdom's southern reaches. Here, colossal tombs adorned with intricate carvings stand in silent vigil, a haunting reminder of the transience of power and the inexorable march of time. And what of Ubar, the legendary Atlantis of the sands, lost for centuries to the shifting dunes of Oman's empty quarter? Its rediscovery through satellite imagery ignited the imaginations of explorers and historians alike. Once a bustling hub for the frankincense trade, Ubar's sudden demise, swallowed whole by the encroaching desert, serves as a sobering reminder of nature's power and the fragility of human ambition. These lost cities, fragments of a rich tapestry woven across millennia, stand as tangible links to Arabia's pre-Islamic past. They speak of powerful empires that rose and fell, their fortunes intertwined with the ebb and flow of trade along the incense and spice routes that crisscross the peninsula. The Sabians, renowned for their mastery of irrigation and monumental architecture. Left behind impressive structures like the Great Dam of Marib in Yemen, a marvel of ancient engineering that sustained a thriving civilization for over 1,000 years. The Himyarite kingdom, with its distinctive script and monumental palaces, rose to prominence in the centuries before Islam, leaving an indelible mark on the region's cultural landscape. And woven through the history of these kingdoms are tantalizing whispers of lost civilizations and enigmatic structures. Like the Great Wall of Iram, a colossal barrier mentioned in ancient texts and rumored to enclose a city of legend. Were these mere myths, or do their ruins lay buried beneath the sands, waiting to be unearthed and rewrite our understanding of Arabia's ancient past? Before the arrival of Islam, the religious landscape of Arabia was a vibrant tapestry woven from polytheistic beliefs, ancient rituals, and the whispers of monotheistic traditions carried on the winds of change. At the heart of this spiritual spectrum lay polytheism, a rich system of beliefs that honored a multitude of gods and goddesses, each embodying the forces of nature, human emotions, and the mysteries of life and death. Among the most prominent deities was Allah, the supreme god, regarded as the creator and sustainer of all things. He was often associated with the heavens, rain, and fertility. Alongside Allah, other deities held significant sway over the hearts and minds of the people. Hubal, depicted as a warrior god, presided over war, victory, and divination. Al-Uzza, the mighty one, embodied love, beauty, and protection, often depicted as a fierce lioness or a radiant morning star. These gods and goddesses were not distant, ethereal beings, but active participants in the lives of mortals. Their favor sought through offerings, sacrifices, and elaborate rituals. Ancestor veneration also played a crucial role in the spiritual fabric of pre-Islamic Arabia. Honoring one's ancestors was not merely a matter of respect, but a deeply ingrained belief that the spirits of the departed could influence the lives of the living. Yet, amidst the pantheon of gods and the reverence for ancestors, whispers of monotheistic beliefs began to echo across the land. Jewish communities had long existed in Arabia, particularly in Yathrib, later known as Medina, and other trading centers. Their synagogues, with their teachings of one God and their adherence to sacred scriptures, offered a stark contrast to the polytheistic practices of the time. Christianity, too, had gained a foothold in the region, carried by merchants, travelers, and missionaries who shared stories of Jesus Christ and the promise of salvation. These monotheistic influences, while initially limited in scope, would ultimately play a pivotal role in shaping the religious destiny of Arabia. The lifeblood of pre-Islamic Arabia pulsed through its bustling marketplaces and along the ancient caravan routes that crisscrossed its deserts and mountains. Trade, driven by the insatiable demand for exotic goods, fueled the rise of powerful cities and fueled the engines of cultural exchange. Frankincense and myrrh, prized for their aromatic resins used in religious ceremonies and perfumes, flowed north from the southern regions, their pungent aroma permeating the air around bustling trade centers like Mecca and Najran. Spices, silks, and precious stones, arriving by sea from India and the Far East or overland from the Roman Empire, added to the sensory overload of these vibrant hubs of commerce. Within the bustling marketplaces, a symphony of languages and customs played out against the backdrop of bartering and negotiation. Skilled artisans displayed their wares, finely crafted jewelry, intricately woven textiles, and gleaming weapons forged by master craftsmen. Camels, the lifeblood of desert travel, were bought and sold, their strength and endurance vital to transporting goods and people across the unforgiving terrain. But beyond the material riches, trade fostered an exchange of ideas, stories, and traditions. Merchants, acting as conduits of knowledge, returned from distant lands with tales of faraway empires, different gods, and alternative ways of life. This constant flow of information, filtering through the caravanserais and whispered in the shadows of the marketplace, gradually chipped away at the insular nature of tribal life, planting the seeds of change in the hearts and minds of the people. And just as trade connected Arabia to the wider world, poetry and storytelling bound its people together through shared narratives and the evocative power of language. In the nomadic cultures of the Bedouins, poetry served as a form of entertainment, a repository of history, and a powerful tool for social commentary. Skilled poets, revered for their mastery of language and their ability to stir the soul, immortalized tribal lineages, celebrated victories, lamented losses, and challenged social norms through their verses. The late 6th century CE in Arabia was a time of simmering tensions, a powder keg of political instability, social change, and spiritual unrest waiting for a spark. The old order, anchored in tribal loyalties and the worship of a multitude of gods, seemed increasingly inadequate to meet the challenges of a rapidly changing world. The Byzantine and Sasanian empires, locked in a protracted struggle for dominance, cast long shadows over the region, their rivalries playing out in proxy wars and shifting alliances. Within Arabia itself, competition for control of vital trade routes and resources fueled conflict between tribes, fracturing traditional power structures. The rise of Mecca as a major trading hub, while bringing economic prosperity, also exacerbated existing tensions. The Quraysh tribe, custodians of the Kaaba and the beneficiaries of the lucrative pilgrimage trade, gained considerable wealth and influence, often at the expense of other tribes. Meanwhile, the influx of merchants and travelers from distant lands brought with it not only exotic goods, but also new ideas, challenging long-held beliefs and customs. Monotheistic faiths, particularly Judaism and Christianity, gained converts, their teachings of one God and the promise of salvation resonating with those seeking spiritual solace amidst the turbulence. It was against this backdrop of uncertainty and change that a pivotal event unfolded: the Year of the Elephant. Abraha, the Christian ruler of Himyar in Yemen, marched on Mecca with a formidable army, intending to destroy the Kaaba and redirect the lucrative pilgrimage trade to his own land. Legend has it that Abraha's army, which included elephants, was miraculously defeated, the air thick with the fluttering wings of birds that rained down stones from the heavens. This event, etched in the collective memory of the Arabs, not only solidified the sanctity of the Kaaba, but also highlighted the vulnerability of the traditional tribal order, which seemed unable to withstand the forces encroaching upon their world. Arabia stood at a crossroads, poised on the brink of a transformation that would reshape its destiny and leave an enduring legacy on the course of human history. We've journeyed across the sands of time, explored the ruins of forgotten cities, and delved into the rich tapestry of pre-Islamic Arabia. We've witnessed the harsh realities of desert life alongside the vibrant culture of its people, their traditions, their beliefs, their struggles, and their triumphs. But before we conclude our exploration, let's return to that mystery we promised to uncover, a secret hidden in plain sight at the heart of Islam's holiest shrine, the Kaaba. For centuries, pilgrims have circled the Kaaba, their prayers echoing the footsteps of countless generations drawn to its enigmatic presence. But what if this ancient structure, long considered a symbol of monotheism, held a deeper connection to Arabia's polytheistic past? What if the Kaaba, in its very form and function, echoed the beliefs of a time before Islam? Recent scholarship suggests that the Kaaba may have originally housed a pantheon of deities, a place where tribes from across Arabia gathered to honor their respective gods alongside the supreme deity, Allah. Could this explain the Kaaba's cube-like structure, a shape found in ancient temples dedicated to various gods across the ancient world? Could the black stone, shrouded in mystery and reverence, be a vestige of an earlier era, a meteorite worshipped as a manifestation of the divine? These questions continue to spark debate among scholars, reminding us that history is not a static monolith, but a fluid narrative constantly being reshaped and reinterpreted in light of new discoveries and evolving perspectives. And so, as we leave behind the sands of ancient Arabia, we carry with us a deeper understanding of a civilization on the cusp of momentous change, a civilization whose echoes can still be felt in the bustling marketplaces, the poetic verses, and the enduring legacy of the Kaaba, a timeless symbol forever bound to the whispers of its own enigmatic past. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the sands of time, exploring the vibrant and complex world of pre-Islamic Arabia. From forgotten cities and ancient trade routes to the diverse tapestry of beliefs and traditions, we've uncovered a chapter of history often overshadowed, yet crucial for understanding the world we live in today. If you found this exploration of Arabia's ancient past illuminating, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Armchair Archaeology for more fascinating journeys into the past. Don't forget to ring that notification bell so you won't miss our next historical adventure. What other corners of the ancient world should we uncover together? Let us know in the comments below. Until then, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep the spirit of discovery alive.